I saw this quote recently that said, happening to life is greater than life happening to you. And I think so many of us are in this weird limbo state of knowing that we want to do more, but also just letting things happen to us and just being like, well, the world is like this, so oh well, or this is what happened to me, so I can't do anything different. And I fall into that same trap too, of just not having high agency. And I feel like I want to do things every single day that get me out of that mindset and get me out of that comfort zone and do things that are hard on purpose. And yeah, for me, maybe the gym isn't super hard, okay? For me, maybe it's calling someone up that I haven't talked to in forever and setting up a time to hang out with them, or calling a podcast guest up and asking if they want to be on my podcast or whatever. Like things that are scary for me to do, things that are a little uncomfy for me to do. But maybe for you, it's the gym. And maybe you know that you've been wanting to go to the gym and you just don't know how to do it. But yeah, it's this whole feeling of not sitting back and letting life happen to you anymore. It's an upper body day today, nothing too crazy. This is what I'm eating. I fully believe we are in such a passive state of mind right now. There are algorithms that just feed you what you want to watch. You just sit back and have a passive experience to life. Most of the things that you do, even ChatGPT and AI, like, they are making you so incredibly passive to sit back and not worry about anything. And I think that that is sure useful and it makes life easier, but I also think it makes us not have as much meaning anymore and maybe be more depressed because of it, because we're not working on things anymore. We're not thinking about things anymore. And so at least for me, I don't want to be passive anymore. I want to be almost aggressive when it comes to the things that I want in life, and when it comes to making sure that I'm being uncomfortable in the best ways that I know how, in the ways that I think will help me the most. And so I literally write down in my journal, like, what is one thing I can do today that I don't want to do that I should do? And for me right now, that is trying to get a collaborator for a YouTube video or a new podcast guest, because I know I want to do that. And you probably want to do something like this too, not necessarily online, but you know the things that you want to do, but it's scary. And I think you have to act on these scary feelings. And I think that the most successful people in life have probably done this the very freaking most. And they just have gotten used to it in a way. Obviously, it's always hard to make hard and scary choices, but also that's where the reward comes. There's this quote that says, God places the best things in life on the other side of fear. And I couldn't agree more. I think all of the things that were the hardest in my life to accomplish or do are the things that I appreciate the most. So I'm kind of itching to do that more. So what is that one thing that you think you could do that's uncomfy, but you know will help you so much in this life? You know what I think? I think you have all of the answers that you need inside of you. And I think the world likes to tell you that you don't have all the answers. So you're always looking outside of yourself for what to do next. Maybe you're asking your family or your friends or listening to podcasts and thinking that that will have the answer. And I truly believe that you have the answer to what you want to do. I really do. And I feel like a big part of that is kind of tuning out the noise of a lot of other people and places and things and social media. I feel like the best thing you can do is learn to tune out the noise, and also learn to tune into what you think, what you feel. Because ultimately, if you don't do that, you're going to be living someone else's reality and somebody else's version of what they think your life should be like instead of your own version of your life. You know, I find it funny because I think I know exactly what to do, and I just don't know how to do it at the same time. I get too scared. I don't believe in myself enough. And I think that's a little bit of a life update. Okay, so for today's upper body day workout, it is a full upper body day. Because I want to do a lot of other activities like running and cycling and all these new things, I really want to hit all of my upper body. I did pull-ups today, AMRAP, which means as many reps as possible. I literally could only get like 3 to 5, which kind of sucks because I used to be able to get more. That was just 3 sets AMRAP, and then I moved on to barbell rows. I love barbell rows. I feel like it is an elite movement. I do something a little different where I do 2 sets underhand rows for about 10 reps, and then I do 2 sets overhand rows. So you see overhand, underhand, for about 10 reps. Then we move on to incline chest press for 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Today I did a little heavier than I'm used to, so I definitely was more of the 8 reps. Moving on to shoulder press, which I know this is a lot. So shoulder press is 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Then I actually feel like I haven't hit my arms as much as I should have, and they've kind of shrunk, and I like the look of strong arms. I do bicep curls, anywhere from 12 to 15 reps for 3 sets. Moving on to lateral raises for the shoulders. I love lateral raises. I feel like everyone needs to be doing lateral raises. Again, for 3 sets of 12 to 15. Rear delt fly. The rear delts are always a muscle that have been neglected of my own and other people. A lot of people neglect rear delts. Again, for lighter weight and more reps. So 15 reps. I'll only do 2 sets of these because this was already a really big upper body day workout. If you are a beginner, you do not have to do as much volume as I did, especially if you're pushing the weights. And as we're talking about this whole thing on making life your own and really getting out there and doing the things that you want to do and not waiting for others, not letting yourself self-sabotage. I already read the book, The Mountain Is You, and I feel like this also is such a good thought. It says, so remember this next time that you're trying to craft a glow-up story that is compelling to others. Ask yourself why you're still waiting for their approval. The answer is almost always that you do not have your own approval. That's a deep one. And that is actually what my newsletter is going to be about this coming week. So I have a podcast also, and part of that I'm able to talk to really amazing, smart people, smarter than me in a lot of aspects of life. So if you guys want more thoughts, my opinions, and also their knowledge into a cute little newsletter, it should be like a 1 to 2 minute read. So go check that out. It will be in the description box below this video. This newsletter is called The Bright Side. So yeah, you know where to find it.